Hi everyone, this is Tracy Lahr from Snazzy Moon Designs. Today I'm going to make a video to help answer some questions about setting up an Epson printer for sublimation printing. Hopefully this will answer a lot of questions I see on Facebook asking why I don't see printer settings, or why is it printing lines, or how do I download the drivers. Just basic questions like this. So today we're going to walk through the process of setting up a printer and adjusting the settings for sublimation printing. So you just purchased your Epson printer and it's set up and ready to go. You've added the sublimation ink. Do not add the ink that comes with it. You've purchased and added sublimation ink. So now you need to install the drivers. You need to go to Epson. .com. Okay. Now you will see this tab that says support. Click on that and then click on printers. I'm going to simulate installing a ET2720 printer. So you're going to type in whatever model number you have, but for the purpose of this video I'm going to say we're installing the 2720, but the process is the same for all Epson printers. Click on that and you'll see in the search results I have an Epson ET2720. Click on that. Okay, here you'll see drivers and utility combo package installer. Click download. I like to save my downloads to my download file, but you can save to any file that you usually save to. Then you'll click save. Once it's downloaded, I like to show in the folder. Okay. As you can see, I previously tried to make a video with a 2760. It didn't turn out so well, so I'm deleting that. Okay, so here's our 2720 that we just downloaded. So you'll double click on that and it'll tell you it has everything to use to install your Epson 27. Then you click OK. It'll install. Might take a few seconds. You accept the agreement. Now you don't need all this. Uncheck this one, uncheck that one, and then uncheck that one. And just have these two checked right here. And click install. Now, like I said, I don't have an Epson 2720, but it's the same process for 2760, 4760, 47, any series like this, 15,000. You're going to install these drivers for your particular model. It takes a few minutes. Okay, we are ready for the next step. Click next to begin printer setup. You're going to click next. Okay, now this is important. Confirm the ink is charged. You will need to fill your tanks. You should have your tanks filled with sublimation ink. And you start the ink chart and you've charged your ink. If you haven't, this is how you do it. You press and hold the help button for 5 seconds and then press the exclamation start button to start charging the ink. It takes, like it says, just follow these instructions right here. Once you have your ink charged, you click on this button and then it will take you to the next step. Okay, now how do you want to set up your printer? If your printer is going to be like right next to your computer or within 6 feet, I highly suggest using a USB connection. You're not going to lose connectivity. It's not going to stop printing halfway through your design. I see a lot of people having trouble with Wi-Fi connections. They say, but why Wi-Fi is really strong or I have excellent Wi-Fi, well, your printer don't care. I mean, it's going to, if it just loses for a second, it's going to screw up the whole printing. So if you can, use the direct USB connection. And I think I'll pick this one. You can buy the cord from Amazon, a 6-foot USB cord. It's like $7 or $8, and it's well worth not having the headache of having a design printing out and stopping halfway through. Now, if your printer's in another room or it's not accessible close to your computer, then obviously you're going to use the wireless. But I highly suggest using the direct USB. Click on that. It tells you to connect it to your computer, or your printer to your computer. Once you have it connected, you're going to turn on your equipment. And I think this is probably as far as I can go because I don't have a 2720 to connect. But just continue to follow the instructions and it'll be set up. Okay? So I'm getting out of this because I cannot go any further. Alright, so after you have it set up, you need to set your printer properties. So you'll go down here and type in printers and click on printers and scanners. Okay, as you can see, I have 3 printers installed. I've got a 2760, a 15,000, and a 4760. Now yours is not going to say this, normal print and sublimation. It's going to say something different like series, network, or something like that. I can't remember. So click on your printer, go to manage, and then click on printer properties. Now here's where you can change the name of your printer. Just click back like this, and on mine I put for normal printing because that's what I use this printer for. You can type in for sublimation and hit OK. Then go back, and as you can see, it's changed it to for sublimation. But that's not what mine is used for, so I am going to change it back to for normal printing. Okay, and click OK. Then go back, and it changed it back to what I want mine to be. But you can see on my sublimation printers, I have put for sublimation. Okay, so once you get your printer labeled how you want it, click on it, hit manage again. This time go to printing preferences. You're going to see this menu right here, and this is a menu where we set up a lot of the options for your printer to print sublimation. You're not going to see, I've already got this set up for mirrored. Yours is going to say all this. Okay. I'm going to reset it just to show you how to get rid of all that and to put this on. I'll delete that. I'll start all over. Okay. So yours is going to look like this. Okay. We need to get rid of all this. We don't need any of this. Click on here. Click on that. You can hide it. Click on that. Hide. And continue all the way down the list. Just like this. You don't need any of these for sublimation printing. There. Those are all gone. Now let's see what we have. Close that out. Now there's nothing here. Okay. Now we're going to add a preset. These are called printing presets. We're going to add one that says mirrored. Okay. Click over here. Type mirrored. Because that's what we want to do. We want to print out a mirrored setting. Okay. We want this setting to be ladder 8.5 by 11. Portrait. Click down here, come down, click on Premium Presentation Paper Matte. quality is going to be high. Obviously we're printing in color. You don't need to change anything else on here. Okay. Next, go to more options. Same again. You're going to see this. Output, same as document size. It's going to say automatic. You want to click on custom. And then click on advanced. Here you will see color controls. Different types of color controls. Now, you'll see a lot of people showing the color control settings for this color control here. Brightness, contrast, saturation, density, and all that stuff. Color mode, which would be RGB, gamma. I don't use this. You can if you want to. Whatever works best with your software. Just set this. You'll see the recommendations. I don't know what the settings are because I don't use it. I use ICM because I use Affinity Designer, and I let the software manage my printer. So that's what I use. But you can use this if you want to. Just click on RGB. Some people suggest setting this to 2.2. Not really sure what the other settings are, but you'll see them listed in the Facebook groups. You can try that, see if that works for your printer. If it don't, click on ICM. That's what I use. Okay. Now come down here and you'll see these additional settings. Make sure this is not checked. High speed. You'll see this a lot in the Facebook groups. If your printer is checked high speed, you're going to see lines in your printing. You don't want it to be high speed. So uncheck that. And make sure you print on mirror image. Now when you check on mirror image, the software you use to print your design, you do not have to check the box mirror image in that software. Like I said, I use Affinity Designer, and I don't have that option for mirror image. If you just use the mirror image in your settings, you don't have to worry about that in the software. Then click OK. So let me check this again. I think I skipped a step right here. Okay, we need to come over here. I need to put in mirrored image. And then click Save. Okay. Now let's go back and check and make sure that it saved all my settings. Okay, so we have mirrored image, 8.5 by 11, portrait, premium presentation paper matte, high quality, color. Go to more options. Okay, color these letters, same as document size. Custom, advanced. Like I said, yours could be this, or mine's this. And you can try this and see if it works better for you too. Click OK. No check mark in high speed, and check mark in mirror image. Okay, so we're good for this preset. Click OK. And that's all there is to set in the presets for your printer. And it's the same for all of them. I'll show you another one right here, my 15,000. Go to Print and Preferences. The only difference is that I have one for 8.5 by 11 and I have one for the 13 by 19. So if I click on that, 8.5 by 11, you'll see it's the same settings. But there is one difference now. I'm thinking about it on the 15,000, and I'll show you in more options. This one has bidirectional printing instead of high speed. Uncheck the bidirectional printing. It's the same as high speed, but they call it bidirectional printing. We do not want bidirectional printing. And you'll see I have the same settings for the 8.5 by 11. And for the mirrored, you can see it's Super B 13 by 19 for document size. Paper Super B 13 by 19. So if you have a 15,000, you're going to use the same settings with just change the the high speed uncheck, or it's not going to be high speed, it's going to be bi-directional printing. Just uncheck that. And you can see I use ICM for that too. Well, hopefully this video is going to help you. If you have any questions, put it in the comments. If it did help you, like, share, and subscribe to this video so it can help others. And I'll continue to make videos trying to answer questions that I see in the groups. And hopefully your printer will do what you want it to do now. So have a good day, and thank you for watching.